What's up, guys? It's Katie Noel. Welcome to my kitchen. Tonight, we don't care about cholesterol. We do not care about eating healthy, fruits, vegetables, none of that. We're making biscuits and gravy, baby. My way. When I make biscuits and gravy, my friends, family flock to my kitchen because they're just the best. So, let's do this. Alright, this ain't Bob Evans. This ain't from a can. This is from scratch, and I'm not even pulling out my beloved KitchenAid because I feel like nothing makes them taste good like really getting your hands in there, and we have already washed our hands, so that's the good news. So, for ingredients, here's what you're going to need. This is the main ingredient, Southern biscuit mix. Listen, if you use White Lily and it ain't as good, don't come for me. I told you to use this, Southern biscuit mix. You got to get it. If you don't have it in your stores, order it on Amazon. I don't care, just get it how you get it. Alright. Bacon, Wright's Applewood bacon is the best. Some people like sausage gravy. I like sausage gravy, but around here we make bacon gravy. It's just better. Don't ask me why, it's just better. Whole milk, don't be using no 2%. We're not doing that. None of that. Whole milk. Buttermilk. Gotta have that buttermilk. Heavy whipping cream. This right here is one of my secrets. Gotta have heavy whipping cream. Butter, honey, brown sugar. That's all you need. That's all you need, and we're about to, you guys are about to see. It's going to be awesome. All right, we're going to need 3 1/4 cups of flour for this. Wham. This is really the only part we're going to measure. You can see this clean kitchen is about to be upside down. Dude, we're really in there. We're really in there. All right. Pull that out. Get a little fourth going on. Wham. 3 1/4 cups. Now, gotta get that off of you. 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. We are gonna measure the buttermilk. I can't. I liquid now. Yep. Bam. Now, after this is all mixed together, I always add more flour just because I can't stand sticky, wet dough. It's just not for me. All right. Here's what's going to make it good. Oven's already preheated. That's good. Here's what's going to make it good. Here's what makes my biscuits different. Honey. Local honey. Don't buy none of that processed store crap. It ain't good. Honey. Brown sugar. Eyeball it, baby. We ain't measuring this stuff. Eyeball it. A little more. You get that? That's salt bay action right there. Ah, dude. No, a little more. What do you think, Kiwi? Think we need a little more?
Do it till the good Lord tells you stop.
Stop. Okay. Gotcha. Now, this Southern biscuit mix, I follow the recipe for the flour and the buttermilk, but I add the brown sugar and the honey, and I add butter to it. When you look at it, it has like flakes of like margarine or butter in it. Ain't enough. Maybe this is Kentucky. We're putting butter in it. More butter than what it calls for. It don't call for it, but you know how we roll. Perfect. So we're just going to, wrap this. Get your little knife. Obviously, you don't want to put it in there like a whole brick stick or whatever. Just cut it up. Cut it up. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gonna have to make this. Just cue them up, fourths. Just like that. So what I typically do is I get my dough ready. It's self-rising, but I still just like to let it sit there and rest and while I make the bacon. Wham wham. One thing I can't stand is when food doesn't all come out at the same time. That's probably my biggest pet peeve. If your food does not come out of the oven at the same time, and you got some like cold gravy and warm biscuits, or warm gravy and cold biscuits, get out. Just get out of here. We don't roll like that. So we want to time this all perfectly so it all comes out at the same time. Look at this. Oops. I think we got that reflexes. Bam, bam. Alright, now for the fun part. Take your ring off, take your bracelet off. You don't want no flour stuck in your diamonds. Hands, baby, hands. We're using our hands. If you got a little bit of butter, rub it in. That's a little secret. It kind of helps you keep all that nasty, wet stuff out of your Twigglies. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. So we're going to just hand mix this. And like I said, we'll probably end up adding some flour, because I don't like all the wet, sticky dough. But honey, get in there, you know? Do you like to eat biscuit dough, or do you not like to eat biscuit dough? I love it. I could probably sit down and eat the whole bowl. Bobby, what do you think? You like biscuit dough?
I ate the hell out of it.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna add some more flour. We ain't measuring this flour. Just go fist deep in there, hell, elbow deep at this point. And just add some flour. Both hands. Here we go. A lot of flour. This is what I'm saying. When you don't butter your hands, this is the outcome. That's it. Ooh. Dude, this biscuit dough even just smells good. I don't know, like I'm just big on equaling out like your palate. And when you add the honey and the brown sugar, it gives your biscuits a little bit of a sweet taste, which is going to complement the really salty bacon gravy. And it's just like peanut butter and jelly. You know, you just kind of have to have one if you have the other. And I really don't know like what it is about just mixing with your hands. Maybe it's like pheromones. Super southern pheromones just directly into the dough. Ready? This is like the consistency you want. See, I'm touching it dry, you know, whatever. Good consistency. And for all you degenerates out there that gave me so much crap for me saying fried chicken, cat head biscuits, am I so southern? I'm about to learn you what cat head biscuits are, baby, because we are making them tonight. That is a thing. Tell me you're from the South without telling me you are not from... Tell me you're not from the South without telling me you're not from the South if you've never had a cat head biscuit. So I'm going to show you. Alright, the biscuit dough is done. I'm going to set that to the side. And, yeah, we're going to set this to the side too, because this is how we're going to make our gravy. No McDonald's style gravy, this is real gravy. So we're going to set that over there with it. We're going to need butter to go with the gravy. Now, we got to fry some bacon, so let's do it. And while I fry bacon, I'm going to tell you one of my ghost stories I have. So, we're about to fry some bacon. That pan's big enough, so I think that we can... I usually like to cut my bacon in half, preference, but that's just how I like to do it. Now it's time to fry some bacon. Fry you some for your gravy. Fry that kind of extra crispy. You want to be able to like crumble it up in your hand, take it and sprinkle it over your gravy. Now, a lot of people are going to pull out a cutting board. We're not doing that. We're not trying to dirty up more dishes. We cut it straight on the plastic. Try not to get any plastic in it. This knife is dog shit. We'll make it right there and just yeet. Just like that. Now, before we start anything else, if you have animals, you have to do this. See? I gotta pay my winter tax. Sit. Good dog. Alright. We're gonna take this bacon over here and I'm gonna tell you a story life right. If somebody from England was like, describe the South in a sound. That's it. Alright, so while I'm frying bacon, I'm going to tell you a story. So I posted a video of me doing a cover of You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive. And it kind of blew up like on every one of my social media platforms. So I figured I would tell you the ghost story that I have from Harlan. So one night, I'm like obsessed with going out and trying to get scared. So I decided to drive to Harlan. Well, my friend Mikey's from Harlan, so I texted him and I asked him, I said, hey man, I've heard some weird stories about Harlan. I don't know where to go, so where do I go? He said, oh, drive up Red Dog Road, which I'm thinking is a 2-lane road, you know, pavement, yellow lines. No, not at all. I'm in my GT350 6-speed Shelby car. Keep that in mind. All right, so I get to the road. And I'm like, this is weird. So at this point, I'm still on asphalt. Keep this in mind. There's a church, and I cross some train tracks. God, popped me so hard. Cross some train tracks. And I drive a little bit. Gravel. Hits gravel. I'm like, damn, here we go. So, start up, you know, flat gravel. And then it's not flat anymore. It's straight up gravel. And again, I'm in a car, a manual car. So I'm going on up through there. I'm like, wow, this is creepy, you know. So as I'm going on up through there, I'm about to I'm probably like 50 yards away from topping the hill. Well, I'm just talking, you know, blah, 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 this. And my headlights shine at the top of the hill and just bang inside of this windshield of this car. And my headlights are bright, and it's a super clear night, so I can see right in the windshield of the car. And there's one thing in the windshield, and that is a styrofoam, like, fast food drink cup. And I'm like, that's weird, there's nobody in the car. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to keep moseying on up through there. Car dies. Car shuts off. Damn, what do we do, you know? So I'm like, oh, this is weird. Car cuts off. I'm on the side of a hill. There's a cliff right here. My tire's getting pretty close. Crank it up again. I put it in first. Dies again. I'm like, damn. So I crank it up again. I tell my passenger, hold on. I'm about to clutch kick this thing up the hill. And that I done. I mean, I sent a rooster tail of gravel just a flying. I topped that hill. Car's still there. Cup in the window. And, I'm like, this is weird. There's a graveyard up there, and there's supposedly like some witch buried or hung herself. It's creepy. Car's right there, the weird car. So I'm like, I'm not going any further. Like, I'm about to go into the wilderness if I go any further. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn around. So how it is, so there's a weird car right here facing the direction I need to leave. I'm like, I've got to turn around, and it's no bigger than like almost the size of this kitchen wide. So I pull up and I pull back behind this car like that. And then I pull this way like this. And then I back up again. And now I'm going this way. Right? So I roll my window down. I'm going like 1 mile an hour. I'm looking at the graveyard. And as I'm looking at the graveyard, unintentionally I have to look into the window of this car. So as I'm driving by, just minding my own damn business, looking at the graveyard, my eyes get wide and white. Sitting in the passenger, dude, every time I tell this story, I get goosebumps. Sitting in the passenger seat of this car is a very tall man, jet black hair, like when I tell you skin this white. Had like a comb over kinda, in a black suit jacket, 10 and 2. Just like it's staring right out the window. Did not move, did not blink, did not look over. I was like, oh, hell no. I've never flown down a mountain, a gravel mountain, in a 6-speed car so fast in my life. So then, we go down the mountain, we're like freaked out, so we go to the gas station. And I'm like getting snacks, whatever. I'm still like shook up from what I'd saw. So there was some coal miners, what looked to be coal miners, getting off work. So I was like, hey man, what do you know about Red Dog Road? Coal miner says, I know it's haunted as hell up there. Did you take this car up this road? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, don't be doing that. So, yeah, that's a story about the time I seen a dead butler looking dude. It looked like the guy, the butler from the Addams Family is exactly what he looked like. It was so weird. That's my ghost story of Harlan, and I'm going to play y'all a song that's coming out on my album that I wrote about that night after we get done eating and cooking. Okay, so while we've been frying this bacon, I've been telling Kiwi about something else I like to make. I call it biscuit pancakes. So you make the biscuit dough, however, whatever, you make a pancake out of it. Now I like mine like the little silver dollars, so they can get real thin and crispy. And fry you some bacon, get some bacon grease going in there. Fry these little pancake things, right, in the bacon grease, and then you pour hot syrup on them. Boy, them's good. Okay, unless you want to like literally sit and get popped like it's freaking World War II all over again, take your little mitts, get you a bowl, and pour it in a bowl. Do not throw this away. Pour that in a bowl and set it aside because you're going to need this for your gravy. Now, you need 2 things major when you're making these. You need a big cast iron pan and a normal size cast iron skillet. So take you a little bit of bacon grease, pour it down in there, just a little bit. Hopefully this is not hotter than Blue Blazes. No. Alright. Then you take that and spread it around. Now I know with the cast iron it won't stick if it's seasoned right, but it gives the biscuits a little crust on the bottom of them and it's very good. So, got that. Now we're going to roll these biscuits out. And here's where we make cat head biscuits. You want to know how you make them? You pull them apart like this. Just like that. We're going to make big biscuits tonight. Just like that. Right there. Roll, roll, pat, pat. Perfect. Right in the pan. Just like that. Bam. That's what you're looking for right here. Here's what's going to make you different than your competition. More honey. Just like that. On the top. Off the rip. Just drizzled right over there. It's going to caramelize in the oven. It's going to be really good. These are ready for the oven, but they ain't ready yet. Alright, so this, dadgum, hurts. This big old plate of bacon is done cooking. This is the part where we drop our temperature on the pan. Now, here's what I like to do. When these pans get hot, sometimes things stick to them. Get you some butter, come in here, running it around a little bit. This will lift some of that stuff up so it's not as sticky. Alright. Set that to the side. Pour you some more bacon grease in there. Just like that. Add some over here. Okay. We're going to pop these bad boys in the oven. Bag calls for 450, but I don't know. I think it's just too hot. I cooked mine at 425 for about 12 minutes. Stick those in there. Here's where your flour comes back into play. Before we do that, I'm actually going to use that fork instead. Pour you some flour in there. Just like that. If your mama never taught you how to make gravy, well, here I am, coming to save your day. Now, you want to get that mixed in with that bacon grease. Now, we got a lot of bacon grease and not enough flour, so we're going to go ahead and pour that in there. Alright, see how this is starting to like clump up? That's what you want. You want those clumps, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. So keep pouring your flour. Keep mixing that in real good. There we go, that's how I'm liking it. Kind of get like a paste consistency. Alright. Still need more flour. Keep on pouring, y'all. There we go. That should be good right there. You just want that flour to soak up all that grease. Wiener's interesting. Come down there like that. Make sure you get all your white flakes out. Alright, now, milk and heavy whipping cream. Go ahead and throw you some milk in there so you don't burn your flour. You don't want to do that. So that's why you turn the pan down and make sure you're hurrying when you do this, because burnt gravy ain't no good. It's going to take a lot of milk. Right, while that sits, heavy whipping cream, y'all. It'll give it kind of like a cloudy, like a cloud, fluffy, thick gravy consistency. It's so good. These are hot. Do not touch them. Where's my mitts? There they are. Now you just got to get in here and work it in. If need be, turn your pan up a little bit. You want to try to get these little clumps out, because that's what's going to give you your thick, smooth consistency. Alright, now we're getting a good consistency here. See, when I'm raking, the bottom of my pan is clean. That's what you want. Don't want it sticking. Keep adding milk. So taste is definitely my favorite of the country senses. And if you didn't know, country senses is up for pre-order. Now, you can get the link in the description, and it drops on it drops on the 24th of this month, which is the first month. Alright, now, here's where your bacon's going to come into play. We'll just lay that right there. You're going to come find your crispiest pieces of bacon. That's what you want. You don't want no soggy bacon just floating around in your gravy. That ain't no good. Take about 4 pieces, crumble them up. If you like sausage and you don't like bacon, use sausage. But at least try this one time. Just for me. You're gonna love it. A little mix. That's your consistency. See, y'all see that? That's a good bacon gravy consistency. Bottom of the pan is clean. When you scrape it, that's what you want. Give it a taste. And when you make it correctly, and you use bacon, you should not need to salt it. Pepper it if you like, but I don't salt my gravy. It's perfect like that. Let's check on these biscuits. They look good. I'm gonna add a couple more pieces of bacon in there. And yes, I just licked my finger and I'm continuing to put bacon in the pan. This is my damn house. If I don't want to wash my hands after every time I touch something or lick my finger, I don't got to. I drank out of the hose and ate dirt as a kid. I don't think licking my own finger in my own house is gonna make any difference. Adds flavor and character. Now, just because like something's telling me to add a little bit of heavy whipping cream, a little bit more, I'm gonna do that. And it's perfect. And that's homemade country bacon gravy, baby. Turn that sucker down to low. You do not want to overcook it. It gets too clumpy and thick, and you don't want that. Man, gotta have some eggs. So we're just gonna fry some eggs up. Oh, we getting there, buddy. For these eggs, a little bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and a little bit of Tennessee smoke. It's Lodge cast iron seasoning, and it's very good. Don't forget about the gravy. If you're still cooking, keep it moving. This is what properly seasoning a cast iron will get you. No stick. Learn how to take care of your cast iron, please, for me. About 2 more minutes. Alright, let's check these biscuits. Oh, they done, baby. Check them out. Bam. Trying to get in here. They packed in here. Easy over medium. What's wrong? What's wrong with
I'm just trying to post on my page.
Again, no sticking biscuits. I cannot stress the importance of seasoning your pan the right way. Bam. Check him out. Alright, now you got the finishing touches. Come here. Cut like that, or you want more? Finish off this breakfast plate with bacon. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, follow. Check out my music, man. I don't just cook. I be rapping and singing. So it's Katie Noel on all platforms, pretty much everywhere. Just type me in, I may pop up. But yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed me making my famous biscuits and gravy. Hey, God bless y'all. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Driving late one night up a coal miner's highway in the deep dark hills of Harlan. Up Red Dog Road I saw a man froze, a bad time of night to get the car started. He was cold as ice, dark black eyes, didn't flinch, didn't move one muscle. So I stomped the gas, got out of there fast. With the dead you don't want no trouble, 'cause you don't know what's lurking, you don't know what hides, you don't know who's out there running from a 25 to life. They say the hills have eyes, and my advice is turn around and don't go no deeper. It's an Appalachian thing, from the peaks to the valleys, full of mysteries and myths and creatures.